Hey Devin, hey Star. I'm sorry, Devin. Hope you feel better. So yeah, this is probably gonna be a really boring stream. I can tell you that now. Um, but I kind of felt like doing it. So my friend and I were we were kind of role playing a little, and we decided our characters should play Uno. And I wasn't expecting them to actually use real cards. I thought we were like just gonna say, "Oh, we want to just keep playing cards here. We want to draw a card here. Oh, random wild." And I thought we were just gonna like say random cards. You're streaming and watching a stream. Oh. But yeah, no, they were like they told me that they were using a real deck, physically a physical deck of cards, and they're like, you should use one too. Like, I don't know where our Uno is. So I tried using a random number generator, and that didn't work too well because I got almost nothing but draw twos. So I decided to try to actually do this right, and I made it work, but it's so hecking long because this is just the most direct way to do it. I also made it so that like I can't draw, say, I can't get more than 4 wild draw 4s because that's how many there are in a real Uno deck. Hi Mariah. And the thing is, we have not been playing with zero. Apparently they don't play with zeros, so I made this without zeros. But yeah. This is literally probably the most inefficient way to do this, but it works. And so now I'm going to try to make an efficient one. But if you want to see, let me see if I can... Hi, Mariah. Wait, I already said that. I forgot I said hi. But yeah, I made a 500... Oh wait, also this whole shuffle, what's it called? Function, not a method in C++. In Java, they're methods. Here, they're functions. Anyway, is this ever going to load? Hey, Flowey. Oh, yes. Okay, so the story behind the thumbnail... There we go, it's loading now. The story behind the thumbnail is that I had to write a program using like a shop. It was basically a shop, and yeah, they had them. The user has to say that they'll buy a package, and with so many packages they get discounts. But they said make sure the value cannot be 0. And I'm thinking you could just shut down the program if they have 0. But the way that they phrased it, I'm like, maybe make them put in a real value. And so I'm like, maybe it should say something like, you can't put a 0. You have to buy something. And then my friends inspired me to use the Tem shop, and I made this huge thing with different dialogues. And this is just story time. But yeah, I made this huge thing with like 4 different dialogues. If you kept putting 0, I had 4 different sets of dialogue. One of them was actually written by my friend, not Temmie, partially inspired by Chara. But yeah, I did have to adjust that because I was kind of just playing around when I added these things, so I had to take out most of that so it wouldn't be too overwhelmingly Undertale for my teacher. I did leave a few things in, like the first time you turn down Temmie from like negotiating, I put in that dialogue when you say that you don't want to buy anything. And then if they buy so many packages that they spend $5,000 or more, then I put in the dialogue that Temmie says for when you buy the college. I left those in. Hi, Nightmare! We haven't started yet. Anyway, here's what I have so far. Basically, draw a card. And yeah, it works. It tells me what cards I draw. But it kind of looks weird with all of the draw card. Can you see my mouse? I have no idea if you can see my mouse. You can. Did I call you Emily or Nightmare? Hi, anyway. But yeah, I actually made it specifically so that it won't draw more cards than are in a standard Uno deck. Like, I won't find more than 4 wild draw 4s. I won't find more than 2 of any particular other color. Okay, there's 4 wilds, 4 wild draw 4s, and everything else there's 2 of them. You won't find more than 2 of anything else. But yeah, and if you want to shut it down properly. Anyway, that's the messy version. It's 530 lines long, even though this shuffle method isn't actually being used. I wrote it when I tried to make a simpler version, and I realized it might not work too well, and then I really need an array. So I have my textbook here. Really? But yeah, I have my textbook, and I haven't gotten into arrays in C++, but I'm skipping ahead for the sake of tonight. And for the sake of Uno. Oh, really? That's cool. Hey, Anima. Okay. How do I want to do this exactly? I'm still not entirely decided. I'm also going to end up using an array later to actually hold a hand of cards, but actually, I don't know. Are array lists in C++? That's not important right now. We're not doing that. Right now, we're just randomizing cards. Hopefully in an easier fashion than 530 lines of code. I guess I will add a shuffle method. I'm just making everything void, by the way. Not methods. All the functions are just going to be void for the moment until I decide on something. Yeah, we might not make any progress tonight. I don't know. Especially since I'm doing this without like a specific goal besides generate Uno cards. And I haven't really looked through this yet, so I'm like figuring this out as I go. Okay. I'm gonna try to basically do this shuffle method with an array instead. But hi Chris. Oh, that's great. Oh no, that's not great. Never mind. Great about the Turtwig, not great about the email. I'm confusing myself. Let's see, how many different kinds of cards am I dealing with again? I keep having to recalculate this. Without the zeros, there's 104 cards, but there's like 12 of each color and no, 12 different kinds of each color. And then there's 4 of each kind of wild card. So there's 2 kinds of wild cards. 12, 4, wait. So 50? Do I just want, no wait. No wait, the way that I'm doing this might have me doing just the entire 104. Just to be safe, I might just do the 104. I'm still figuring this out. We haven't written anything except the function. Is it rubies? It's also a gun! I hope everything turns out okay, Chris. Okay, I think I'm gonna make it cards. I think that's how we're gonna do this. No, wait. No, we're not. How are we doing this? Okay. Maybe 50? I think 50 actually. Oh no, not that Ruby. Don't worry, Nightmare. I'm literally fumbling around this. And why do I have pain? Hang on. Who is pinging me? Oh, wait. Okay. We've got this. We've got an array created with nothing in it. Okay. I'm kind of just looking through my book now, trying to figure out something. What am I doing? Oh, yes, I think. Wait. Never mind. Maybe I should make different arrays for different colors. Maybe? Or maybe I should make, like, the entire deck? So, 104. Hi, 12 Prime Gaming. Oh, really? Llama. I'm sorry, I have the worst memory, but thank you for coming. Gosh, what am I doing? Help me. Like, you guys don't even know what I'm doing because I haven't written anything yet. You can't read my stupid brain. just kind of flipping, trying to find something that makes sense to what I'm doing. Like I said, this is going to be a real boring stream, guys. This is basically just my process, I guess. Wait, what was that? Well, I honestly thought I'd be doing something. I probably should have looked this over before I started, because I'm going to be sitting here for another 45 minutes doing nothing at this rate. Oh yeah, to be honest, part of the reason I decided to do this is I really didn't want to fight Sans again yet. Oh my gosh. You're not stupid, Moon. I want to make progress, but I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just trying to assign the variables a little cleaner than that. I'm also trying to figure out how I really want to do this. Because I'm still struggling to figure this out. Oh, she's good. She's over there sleeping. I'm still... I'm not making any progress. How long have I been alive? 20 minutes. We've written 2 things. 2 lines. Don't need files. I like lost everything. I don't know what I'm trying to do anymore. Let me look at this and see if I can come up with anything. I guess we're trying to shuffle. Yeah, I've pretty much lost my whole brain at the moment. Thank you, Anima. I hope so too. Yeah, let's just try 104. Maybe? Can I remove elements from an array? I don't think so. Or at least, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Highlight. What in the world is this? There's a section in my textbook labeled "Thou shalt not assign." Is that supposed to be like what movie was that from again? I haven't seen it, but I've heard the line a lot. I don't need to print the array. I just need to... Okay, well there's a search thing. I'm gonna maybe use that later. What am I trying to do again? Oh, I'm thinking of like "Thou shalt not pass." 11th commandment. No, wait, that's "You shall not pass." Never mind. There's 10. Lord of the Rings, that's right. Okay. You know what? Hang on. Are there array lists in here? Because I think an array list is what I need. I suddenly, like, got an idea. Possibly. We'll see if I can hang on to that idea until I can figure it out. Because in Java there were arrays and then there were array lists. And you couldn't change the number of items in an array that you could in an array list. And I think we might need an array list to reshuffle the deck. Maybe. I really don't know. I'm not entirely sure. But it might be helpful. But I can probably force a search thing to work too. We've probably been live for half an hour and I haven't done anything yet. I've made an array that we probably will change or maybe even remove if I can figure it out. Ooh, a list. That might be what I need. Chapter 18. I'm on chapter 5 in the class. Yes, a list can grow or shrink in size. That's what I need. Okay, Chris. Apparently they're more complicated to write, though. Oh gosh. Why are there... Oh, never mind. I'm like, why are there classes and private stuff? Basically, that means that it can't be changed in certain areas. But yeah, we're in chapter 18. That's what we expected at this point. This looks real complicated. Okay, let's try to write this and actually do something. I'm just gonna copy this one that they have in the textbook. Yeah, pretty much nothing will. Figuring out what to do. I don't even know what I just wrote. playing with something that's like over 10 chapters away from where I am right now. I'm probably not even going to get this far in the class I'm in because it's a short class. We must declare a data structure. That's what struct is. Each node holds a double. I don't know what I'm doing. Help me. I honestly have no idea what I just did. Maybe we could just examine this instead. Examine my insanity. I think we're gonna do that instead because this has been so boring. Okay. Forget the textbook. I'm going to attempt to explain this, so if any of you have questions, feel free to ask them so I have something interactive to talk about. As you can see, there's way too many variables. This is me trying to explain to the program how many of each card there are. There is, whatever. And then there's the deck counter, which counts how many cards are left in the deck. Because I was trying to make this as realistic as possible. That's not where my pillow is. I tried to lean back, and I landed on the head of my bed. The reason that I did this moon is because my friend and I were role-playing, and they decided that we should play Uno. Like, our characters should play Uno. And I thought that we were just gonna, like, say random cards, but they were actually playing with a real deck, and they said that I should too. I didn't have any Uno with me, and so I tried to just use an online number generator, and something was wrong. I kept getting nothing but draw twos, and they were playing with some special rule where if you put a draw two on top of a draw two, like if someone puts down a draw two, you can put another draw two on top of it. And then the next person, if they don't put another draw two, they have to draw 4 cards, and it keeps stacking. And I had all these draw twos, and I thought, something's wrong. There's no way this happened. So yeah, I'm trying to fix that with a more realistic and prepared version, rather than just a couple random number generators. And I was trying to be even more realistic by not only getting the same possibility of getting each card as there is in a real Uno game, but keeping the same amount of each kind of card consistent. Like, if I draw a red one, and then later I happen to draw another one, I'm not gonna find any more. I won't find more than 4 wild draw 4s in a game. Here, I'll highlight that so you can see that. There's only 4 in a deck. I won't find more than 4 until... Wait, we're not there yet. And then, let's see, what am I doing down here? I wrote this sometime yesterday? I think I wrote it yesterday, maybe today. No, I wrote it sometime today, I think. I don't know, that's not important. Anyway, this apparently, this is part of the random number thing that my class used. Oh, sorry. My class used that in a program, and apparently it, like, when you use, the random function thing, apparently it starts at the same point and goes to the same sequence of numbers every time. So this line will randomize where it starts, and it will truly be random. What did you do, Moon? This line just keeps it from going into an infinite loop by prompting the user to say whether or not they want to draw a card. Think about it. That might work better. It would look a little cleaner. No, I mean, as in your previous comment, so guys, we did it, and I'm wondering, what did you do? You know, yeah, I think I'm gonna try it. Basically, this will pause everything until you hit a button. Where did the start of the loop? Okay, so this might not even be needed. I don't think this is, well, it's kind of. You know what, I don't know. I'm just gonna leave it as the same variable draw so that I don't have to go up and change it and whatever. Let's see if that did something that we want it to do. Hi, Enforcer. Kogami. I am live. Wait, is it broken? Shouldn't be broken. Okay. Yes, let's play. Okay, this should help a bit. I mean, it's still gonna look a little weird, but it looks a little better. Basically, anytime that I press a button, it'll continue. It doesn't matter what button I press. And, yeah, I guess. Now that normally you would have a way, like the way I did it before, you could press 0 and stop the program normally, like without clicking the X. It would close on its own if you did it. But you can just click the X while it's paused, so this is fine for me. Especially since I'm the only one who's going to be using it. Okay, so that starts the program. That's what it does now. Now, coming down here, this is going to get a little insane. We're going to start with this. So this is the beginning of a while loop, which everything within these brackets. Where's the other bracket? Where's the other bracket? Oh, this is it. Everything that's currently highlighted is part of the loop. So, oh, there it is. It's a very long and inefficient process, but it works. welcome back. So yeah, because draw is equal to 1, which is for want to play, do you want to play? Yes. Okay, you're going to keep playing until you decide to click that X. Because it's just going to keep on going. It's basically an infinite loop. Anyway, now I guess let's look at what's inside. This randomizes what card that we have. So we had the variable for card, then randomize the number, and because the number goes to like 3,000 something, I think, we basically just divide it and use the remainder. That's why it's a percentage and not just a slash. That'll take the remainder, and we add one so it's not 0. And it'll just be a range of 0 to whatever number you put here. And then there's a bunch of this. So if the value, if statements. If this here is true, it will go through everything in these brackets. So if the randomized number is greater than 100, so 101, 102, 103, 100, or 104, those will be my wild draw 4s. Wait. Okay, hang on, I'm sorry. I confused myself for a second. Sorry, everything in these brackets will happen if it's true. Now, as you saw up here, I have values for how many of each card exist in the deck. Now, before we look at this if statement, down here, if you draw it, it'll display that you drew a wild draw 4. And it will also lower the counter for how many wild draw 4s are in the deck. Well, I can't keep up with what's happening, Mariah, so I'm kind of just doing this. But yeah, it'll lower the count. So if I happen to draw a wild draw 4, it'll lower the count here to 3. And now we'll look at this here. If that count reaches 0, then it'll activate the continue statement, which will take it back up to the top of the loop and start over, re-randomizing the number and testing the statement again. If this is true and you get another wild draw 4, it'll test this again to see if there's another 0. If you just keep happening to get numbers between 101 and 104, and you just never get anything else, then it'll just keep trying and trying. That would be really unlucky. Or really lucky. Anyway, this is not the only statement it tests. If this is not true, if it's below, if it's 100 or below, it'll cut straight down here and it'll test if it's at least greater than 96. And because we already know it's not greater than 100, it'll be 97, 98, 99, or 100. Those values are associated with my wild cards. And it's the same thing. If you draw one, it'll say you drew one, and then it'll lower the counter. If the counter's already at 0, then it'll jump back up and try re-randomizing it. And it's the same up here. After this, it lowers the number by 2, since apparently there's 2 of each kind of card in a deck, aside from the wilds. And the process is just the same thing. That's why it's so long. I had to do it for every kind of card in the deck. And then just in case, if for some reason we ended up with 0 or lower, we have this lingering else statement. If it's anything other than what we've tested in any of these statements, it'll just tell us there was a problem with drawing your card. And then after the whole thing, it'll lower the deck counter by 1. And this is kind of the same list as earlier. The deck counter is at 104, which is the number of cards in the deck, since I'm not using zeros. Yeah. And yeah, it'll lower that count by 1 for each card I successfully draw. And yeah, if the deck counter gets below 15, at that point, in real life, you would start shuffling the deck. And so, when that happens, I reassign all the variables for the number of cards, and I put them back to their original values, putting every card back in the deck. Then after that if statement, because that may not, obviously it's not going to be at less than 15 every turn. That only happens once you've done like 89 or something. And anyway, yeah, after you successfully draw a card, it'll shuffle the deck or skip that, and then it'll pause and let you hit a button in order to draw another card. And then, because the loop is infinite, it'll come here, which is the end of it, and it'll jump all the way back up to the beginning of the loop, test this statement again, which will always be true because draw does not change, and then it'll start the whole process over again. Yeah. This little bit was here before it was made to be an infinite loop. This is not actually needed, except actually this return 0 thing I think is needed. At least it was in Java. Nope, it's not needed. We can actually take this out. Now it's a few lines shorter. It's 527 instead. Actually, we could also take this out, but I kind of want to save the notes just in case I can pull off this array thing. But yeah, there's my Uno program. We can run it again and mess with that. It may not be efficient, but basically, yeah, just type 1 and then you're set. Not much else to say now. I couldn't figure out how to create any code, so we can just infinitely draw cards. I've gotten like 3 wilds, I think. Yeah, 1. Oh, 1 up there. 1 there. And then we got a wild, draw 4. And then another wild. So yeah, if we get another wild, there's another wild, draw 4. So that's 3 and 2. 3 and 3. If we get any more kinds of wilds, alright, we can't get any more normal wilds now. Aw, moon. We can only get 1 more wild, draw 4. Until it shuffles the deck, which I actually don't know how far we are. On moon. No, that's not true. Oh, there's the other wild draw for. Okay, so we won't be getting any wilds for a while now unless it shuffles. I'm just messing with it at this point. No, it's not moon. And at some point between the two wild draws there, we ended up shuffling the deck. But yeah, that's my Uno program. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I hope explaining it was a little more entertaining than I think it was. But yeah, I guess that's it. Sorry it was so boring for like half an hour. Very interesting programmery. Hopefully I'll have better luck on this on my own. Maybe instead of making a more efficient version of this, I'll just try to maintain a hand next time, like an actual hand of cards. That might be a better objective. Anyway, that's gonna be it. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye!